Hirohito Tadano meets Shoko Komi, a beautiful but quiet girl, on their first day at Itan Private High School. Due to her looks and quiet demeanor, Komi automatically becomes popular, while Tadano becomes universally hated due to being assigned the desk next to hers. Tadano accidentally finds himself alone with Komi, who almost runs away when he talks to her, causing him to realize she actually suffers from severe social anxiety. As she cannot talk to people, Tadano suggests she write on the chalkboard, and she is able to communicate that she wants to speak normally, but is unable to because of said anxiety. She apologizes for wasting Tadano's time and tries to leave, only for Tadano to write his own message on the board for her, allowing her to have her first real conversation with a friend. She reveals her dream is to make 100 friends, and Tadano, now becoming her first one, promises to help find the other 99. The next morning, it is revealed the entrance exam for their school was a personality interview, meaning it is full of weirdos, loners, miscreants, and eccentrics. As such, the task will be harder than Tadano thought. Tadano introduces Komi to Najimi Osana, his childhood friend who has the habit of switching their gender. Due to moving schools frequently, Najimi is the childhood friend of absolutely everybody. However, Najimi reveals they failed to become Komi's friend years ago, the shock of failure leaving them with difficulty being around Komi to this day, though they do agree to walk Komi home. Tadano follows the two, and sees that even Najimi struggles to have a conversation with Komi. Najimi is approached by the delinquent Ma, another childhood friend, who confesses his love. Najimi switches back to being male to reject him, but Ma is determined. Komi attempts to speak, but her stammering speech and unblinking stare convince Ma she is an assassin and he flees. Najimi decides to be Komi's friend for real. Najimi begins eating lunch with Tadano and Komi, making Tadano even more unpopular. Tadano explains about Komi's desire for friends, so Najimi sends Komi to get a complicated coffee order by herself, claiming it is training to force Komi to speak. Despite several attempts, Komi gets the wrong coffee and cries, forcing Tadano and Najimi to apologize, though they both consider Komi's sulking cute. Himiko Agari struggles to communicate and panics when Komi begins following her. Najimi advised Komi to befriend Agari since they both struggle with communication. Agari later thanks Komi for scaring her as it made it easier to communicate with her classmates. In gratitude, she decides to become Komi's lapdog. Komi buys her first phone and is determined to ask everyone for their numbers. She manages to get Najimi's number, but Agari's lapdog routine puts her off from asking. Asking for Tadano's number is even more awkward when Agari accidentally ruins the moment. Komi is elected class president against her will. Sensing her reluctance, Najimi instead has Komi voted class goddess, while the more difficult role of president goes to Tadano with Najimi as vice president. Komi accidentally calls Tadano, leading to her awkward first phone call, which both she and Tadano are proud of achieving. Komi is intrigued by the games played by popular students, so Najimi invites her to join. However, everyone lets Komi win due to her popularity. Tadano sabotages the second game to spare Komi an embarrassing moment, adding to his unpopularity. But he is happy when Komi thanks him for helping her have fun. During physical exams, Makeru Yadano, who hates to lose, is determined to beat Komi. Komi wins by having better eyesight, being taller, and weighing less. Yadano decides a physical exam proves nothing and insists the exam is a draw. Tadano scores completely average on the exam. Ren Yamai, a popular girl, is obsessed with Komi and forces Najimi to introduce them. Tadano wakes up in Yamai's bedroom, Yamai having kidnapped him to keep him away from Komi. Najimi asks if she and Komi can visit Yamai's house and she agrees. Najimi finds Tadano in a closet, forcing Yamai to reveal her belief she would make a better friend than Tadano. She is shocked when Komi rejects her in favor of Tadano. Komi blames herself for what happened and asks if Tadano will still be her friend, even speaking out loud to him. Najimi brings Yamai to give a confusing apology for her actions. Komi decides Yamai can know about her social anxiety. Yamai is shocked to learn the truth, but decides being unable to speak just makes Komi even cuter, and will help her find 100 friends. After a brief hesitation, Komi decides Yamai can be her friend too. Komi is somehow even more attractive in her summer uniform. Yadano is determined to beat Komi during fitness tests, but loses yet again. Komi is unable to shake her hand, so Yadano becomes even more determined to beat her. Najimi asks to visit Komi's house, and they meet her very outgoing mother, Shuko. Najimi leaves Komi and Tadano alone together, but is disappointed that nothing happens. Najimi finds Komi's childhood photo album. Najimi sends Komi photos of their visit, which Komi saves in a photo frame. Komi asks to visit a ramen shop, so Agari takes everyone to Ramen Daru. There, Komi manages to follow all the unspoken rules perfectly, which earns her admiration. Omoharu Nakanaka, a Chunibyo, claims Komi as Princess Camellia, her friend from a previous life. Tadano remembers acting similarly in middle school. Realizing Nakanaka is lonely, Komi volunteers to be Nakanaka's gym partner. Najimi takes Tadano's umbrella and leaves a note, so Komi and Tadano share hers. She notices that he let his shoulder get wet to give her more cover. At a convenience store, Tadano realizes that Komi read Najimi's note and waited for him so they could share hers.